Hi, welcome on this video. I'm out here once again with Sade for service dog training, and we're in phase 1 of the on-site part of training. And here in this video I'm going to be again focusing on some distraction work with her, based again on some distance now. And again, on the prior video I've been outside, kind of just more stationary. Here in this video here I'm gonna start to move up the street. And again, as I'm moving, okay, I'm going to be focusing in on where her mind is traveling. So understand that the focus isn't still on distance that way. However, I am going to be moving here and starting to establish some distance based on the fact that I've already created some foundation with her, getting her to start to release stress. She's more and more agreeable to the method, and she's coming along very, very well. So here I'm going to be, again, moving a little bit with her up just a little ways here. But again, as I'm moving with her, again, it's all about, again, being proactive. Understand the real kind of secret here to training to this system is, again, to being dialed in to a dog's state of mind, understanding, okay, where you're at in the relationship. Okay, this is the thing about being proactive. So once you already know that a dog has already gained a level of control, then just like, again, I use the parenting example. Once you understand where you're at in the relationship, say with your child, then it changes everything. Okay, then looking at, again, the parenting style itself as being the issue. Okay, so here I'm going to be advocating, again, influence is an active, okay, ingredient, okay, in the method. Okay, just think parental influence is the same type of thing. Okay, so again, it's about relationship. And again, it's about how her mind is moving once she already has a level of control. So again, I'm dialed in here as to, again, how her focus is shifting. I'm just nudging a little bit at times to help to change. Right here, for example, she's turning around here. You know, her head is swiveling. I'm tapping. I'm nudging here a little bit. I'm just kind of getting things set up before I start to move. So this is the other thing too. If you're standing still and the dog is really spinning and trying to invest, then it makes no sense to work on distance at that time. Okay, more just kind of stationary. So we're going to start moving here with her. Okay, and as I move, I'm still stopping as I go. I'm still stopping every so often. Right here, I'm going to stop. Big giant garbage truck about to go by here. So again, this is about how I'm moving with her. Again, get loud noises. I worked on this the other day with my neighbor, you know, trimming their tree and just having her, you know, within distance of that, and she did really, really well. And just getting her to find comfort the right way and starting to release that state of mind. So again, start moving with her again. As I'm moving, again, just tapping the leash as I move a little bit. You want to be active with the leash. And same thing here. When you feel the dog is right here, for example, starting to pull ahead a little bit, and then again, I'm going to interrupt how she's connecting here. She stands up. I'm going to put her back in the sit. So right there, I just kind of nudge the leash a little bit to default her back into the sit. Okay, you know, you can do that. You can, if you're really, really good with the leash. Okay, it allows you to kind of get away with not having to assert influence so much on the dog by touching. But again, with the leash, it's still influence. Okay, understand that you still have to be proactive in that. So, but I really recommend when you start doing this method is to really make sure you make contact with your dog. Okay, you have to be, they need to feel you that way. So really important. So here we go. Here she's moving. I'm nudging just a little bit, just ever so slightly, to maintain, keep her right beside me. See right here, so her head swivel. I tapped her a little bit. I want her right in the, I call it the like little staging area. It's almost like an imaginary box is right beside you that you're keeping the dog inside. So right here, I'm just tapping. Now I'm going to slow down. As I slow down, notice I tap a little bit more to give her kind of some advance warning, and then see how much easier that, spin the camera here, how much easier the sit is because she went into that sit really well. Now right here, kinetically, okay, I interrupted that. You know, there's birds out here, and squirrels and stuff moving around. She knows it. Move again. Again, we're getting a little bit of distance in here. Doing really, really good. See, I'm just one-handing this. And this is how you know the stress is coming off of her, and the confidence is that before she wouldn't want to move forward. Her mind's pulling in. Now she's pacing right along beside me, and her confidence is coming up the right way. Stop again. Put her back into another sit. So just tap now. She defaulted into a sit again. Same thing, but I'm nudging here too, creating a little bit of inwardness as we go. Tree, big oak tree here. Some birds are right up in there, which is good. And this is the thing, as you do this too, you get to a level where you say, well, I hope, you know, a squirrel comes out, or, you know, there's lots of distraction, because it's about overcoming everything. Okay, again, pretty good. Okay, we're going to turn here. Now I turn, again, stay on the inside. She's on my left, I turn into my left. I'll slow down again. I'm going to default her into the sit. Again, I want her to have good patience. And when she's in the sit, I'm still nudging a little bit at times, if I'm aware that she's starting to fixate a little bit. So it just kind of gives her comfort that way. Just a little bit of a tap, ever so slight. Trying to throw her head around. Someone just started up their lawnmower back there. I'm touching on her bum here to get her back into the sit. Doing really, really good. This is, again, still kind of like a de-stressing exercise. Same thing, she's trotting ahead. See her tail's up there, kind of half wagging. So this is all about messaging. So this is the thing about moving the same all the time. So I'm tapping the leash, I'm doing the same movements all the time, just like the leash is a paintbrush. I'm painting the picture all the time, so she understands it. Understand, this is the thing about, I talk about the language of this method, even though I'm not using commands that way yet. Okay, once she comes into agreement with the language of the interactions, then you can verbalize. Okay, that's the big thing, is what the intent is as to what you're doing. It's about packaging and how you're changing how you perceive first, the right way. You start working on verbal commands at the very beginning, the dog already has a level of control, then you have to ask yourself the question, what are you trying to accomplish exactly? That's something where you have to apply critical thinking. And what, you know, the dog's responding based on a relationship, what's motivating those responses. Same thing, slowing down here, tapping, and then look at that, I barely had to touch her, and she defaulted into the sit. But as a service dog, that's what needs to happen. Okay, her to be very, very much focused on her owner, automatically sitting as her owner slows down. So right here, same thing. Well, so slow down, tap, 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 see I'm tapping, 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 advance information, and then see that sit just happened on its own. That's how you do it. Being proactive is the key. Same thing here. I'll do it again, slowing down, tap, 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 a little bit of vibration, and then see that, just enough, and see that it generates the sit. And then she tries to invest at the same time, it kinetically interrupt that, and then move forward again. So definitely a skill set that you need to develop, but it happens over time. You know, you become the system. Okay, we're back where we started. That was a good little starter walk for some little bit of distance. So again, she's doing great. Again, some of the themes here is about being proactive. It's about being consistent. It's about being dialed in as to how her mind is moving and traveling. It's about understanding where you're at in a relationship. Okay, it's about how things line up, such as commands. You see her starting to default sit already, but her confidence is up. Understand that prior to, her mind was pulling in and locking in, and she was resistant to being led, okay, on the leash. Now she's pacing me, very agreeable, and her tail's up, and the stress is coming off of her, and she's doing absolutely fantastic. Different dog already. So doing really well. Even the crate, going inside the crate, no problem, very relaxed. Because I understand that, because everything makes sense. You know, I'm doing the same thing, the same messaging, the same interactions all the time. And that's the secret, is it's about who you are. It's about committing fully to the right parenting style, so to speak, and not wavering. Just the same thing all the time. Like right here, for example, big garbage truck's coming around. Again, I'm going to turn her a little bit. Turn her, spin her a little bit here. It's that noise there. She just had a little bit of a, twitch, but I tapped at the same time, so that the vehicle's brakes came on or whatever. Doing great. So again, it's all about, everything's an opportunity for change.